morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Ian, the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. I am way off. I just realized I'm way off camera. Hi, everyone. Hi. I did that for a reason. I set it up for a reason that way, but I'm gonna sit over here for a second. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all having a great day. And guess what, guys? I'm joined by my friend Leo. Hey, Leo.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. It's good to have you here.
Well, I'm very thankful and feel very lucky to be here, and I appreciate you putting up with me for the weekend.
I've enjoyed having you here.
It's been a lot of fun. We're actually in the same room, so if I was to actually go stand behind Leo right now, I'm in the same room. And see, I can wave my hand in front of his camera. See, there I am. I'm right there. So we're actually in the same room. Working on our project together. We have been having a fun weekend, just getting some stuff done and working on a project, which I will show you here in a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to jump in the chat really quick and say hello to Judy, Joy T, Christina, Andrea, who is a channel member. Thank you, Andrea, for being a channel member and being here. Heather P is here. Donna, Dawn, let's see, who else is here? Hi guys, it's so good to see all of you. Flicky Chicky is here, Mary's here, Karen's here, all the names. Christina's here, Jackie's here. Thank you guys so much for being here. And remember, if you're a channel member, you get those emojis and those spools of thread that you can use in the chat. So if you would like to become a channel member, feel free to do so. Not required, absolutely not required. No pressure at all. I just really appreciate the support that y'all give here on YouTube. I almost said Facebook. It is definitely not Facebook. It's been a weekend, guys. It's been fun, though. It's been a lot of fun. So anyways, I've had Leo here on my channel before, and he kindly said that we could do another live stream. My battery on my laptop is full at the moment. However, this one right here forgot to bring the power cord this weekend, and so it may be a shorter live than normal because I may forget. Oh, I forgot to delete that. I need to get rid of. There's little boxes there in the center of the we're gonna delete those. Okay, bye bye. There we go. Now it looks better. I'm a professional. All right. So anywho, Leo has been on my channel before. He is super amazing. All the verbs and adjectives that describe how amazing somebody is. He is amazing. He is amazing at portrait quilting and has been in QuiltCon and quilt shows across the country. Yeah, across the country. He even has a quilt in the
International Quilt Museum.
So he's kind of a big deal, and I feel very lucky that he wants to be my friend. So anywho, he's teaching me how to do portrait quilting this weekend, and we have been working really hard on making that happen. So I'm going to jump back onto my camera for just a second, and I'm going to show y'all what I have been working on. I've had this idea for a while now to work on this, and it is large, so it may be kind of hard to see, but can anybody guess who that is? Can anybody guess who we have here? If you said Lady Gaga, you are correct. And I am working on a Lady Gaga piece for some portrait quilting, which I absolutely think is going to be amazing. I'm having a little frustration today because it's a little more intense today than it has been the past day and a half. But I can't wait to see it when it's all done and finished. So I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Leo, do you want to show what you've been working on?
Well, actually, mine is kind of a mess because I was putting the next layer down.
You were. I see that. So unfortunately, we'll let him pin. Where's my camera? I'm used to looking at my camera here. Oh, wait, there's a wall there. Here's my camera today. I'm a professional. I just like cracking up Leo. It's fun. That's going to be the name of the game today is how many times can I make Leo crack today? So anyways, he's going to be, so behind him, I don't know if, you can't really see on his camera, but behind him, he's actually working on pinning down the layer that he just cut out. So he's going to be working on that. Leo, you can hang out over there and work on that. I'm going to be over here chatting with everybody, and I'm going to be reading off questions and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just be chit-chatting. That is literally what we've been working on this weekend. Leo told me to bring my sewing machine and some other things to work on in case I get bored of working on that project or frustrated on this project, but I am determined to get it finished. I'm going to finish it. Not this weekend though. I'm already seeing that it's not going to happen this weekend, but that's okay. I will have to come out and visit again. So please feel free, if you have any questions for us, please feel free to put them in the chat. Do me a favor though, if you have any questions, put them in all caps. So hit that caps lock for me, type out your question, send it in the chat. Because we don't really have anything else. I'm just going to be working on cutting the next layer of Gaga, and that's all we really have for today. So Andrea says, howdy, Leo.
Hello.
And Susie says, hello, Leo.
Hello.
And Auntie L is here, and she says, I'm actually here at the start for once. Yippee! Congratulations. Congratulations, Auntie L. I'm glad that you made it here, but know that you are always welcome no matter when you show up. Let's see here. Auntie L is asking, is Leo in Texas as well? Leo, are you in Texas as well?
I am actually in Texas and close to the Oklahoma border.
Very close. I think if I threw a stone, I would hear it bounce off of Oklahoma.
Yes.
I am grabbing the password because I'm actually going to take my laptop and I'm actually going to put it behind me once I pull up the chat on my iPad. So that way I can continue working on the next layer. And that way I can see your questions and we can just keep chatting and having a grand old time. Close that. Andrea says, ooh, portrait quilting. I want to learn that. Does Leo have a channel?
Actually, Leo does not yet. Ian is trying to get Leo to start a channel.
I am. I'm trying real hard.
But I will be teaching at QuiltCon in Phoenix, Arizona next year.
So that's an incentive for y'all to go to QuiltCon and sign up for his class. Remember, signups happen, why is this not connecting? Signups will happen in August, and your class went your 2 classes went really fast this last time.
This year I've got 3.
Yeah. So if you are interested in doing his class, you should definitely check out QuiltCon for 2025. He will be there, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be. I definitely take his class. I have been thoroughly enjoying this, and learning how to do this one-on-one has been super awesome. I can't thank him enough for this. But it's been really great to. I bet this is going to make noise here in a second. It's going to serve a commercial. I'm not. Shh. Thank you. I'm trying to get the chat open so that way I can put it here on my iPad. There we go. All right. So we're going to put that there. Look at that. Now I can move my laptop out of the way and I can actually have the desk back to work on. Everybody's loving everything. I would love to do, Susie says, I would love to do my favorite drag queen as a quilt. I've got to ask, who is your favorite drag queen? I'm very curious. We also, I forgot, we also took a class this weekend. I totally forgot about that for half a second. Do you want to talk about it?
Well, actually, I am falling into paper piecing. Ian is already there, and I'm having a blast with everything that I'm learning, but we took a class with Scott Cully. Mm-hmm. And Scott is very well known, and he explained the process of creating a pattern. And it was about a 3-hour class.
Yep.
Ian had me laughing during the class as well.
Always.
But there was just a wealth of information. He's supposed to be offering the class again, I think she said, in February. So if you're ever interested in learning how to create a paper piecing pattern, I suggest that you take Scott's class. The other thing is Ian has a project that he has been wanting to learn how to create a paper piecing pattern.
Yep.
I did it because I was wanting to understand paper piecing a little bit better. And after him explaining the process of creating the patterns, I definitely understand paper piecing way more than what I did. And I'm not near as afraid of some of the patterns.
Yeah, it's... Go ahead.
I was showing Ian a pattern that I just recently received. that I had purchased, and I think it's going to be amazing once I get it completed.
Yeah, definitely.
But after opening it up before Scott's class, there was a stack of papers in there like this thick,
Yep.
like an inch and a half thick, and it really scared the crap out of me.
It's very intimidating. It is very intimidating if you haven't really tackled paper piecing before. But Scott's class was really good. I really enjoyed it because I have an idea for a paper piece pattern that I would want to make. And he broke down how to go through and create the pattern. So I'm very interested in seeing if I can take what I learned from that class. He demystified making a paper piece pattern a lot.
Yes.
And I'm super interested to see what the next, like what I'm going to take with that and run with. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Judy is asking, are you going to miss Leo when you move to Virginia? Of course.
He'd better.
Of course I'm going to miss hanging out with Leo. But the good news is I will definitely get to see him not too long after moving to Virginia, because we'll see each other at QuiltCon, and Becca will get to meet him.
Yes.
Because they did not cross paths in Georgia. I tried to get them to cross paths, but it just didn't work out. So I'm really excited for them to cross paths and meet each other in Phoenix. And also, I totally forgot that I haven't given today's clue. They don't know where I'm moving.
Oh.
So they don't know where I'm going to be moving to.
Okay.
But today's clue is going to be the state that I'm going to be moving to is going to be a state that is one of the original 13 states. So there you go. There's the clue for today. Flicky Chicky came back. Hello. Joyce says, my son found Leo about a year ago and showed him to me, and we were both blown away by his Michael Jordan portrait. He's kind of amazing, isn't he?
This is just my passion.
It's an amazing passion. Let's see. Susie says her favorite drag queen is Trixie or Monet. Hard to choose just one. I totally understand. I love Bob the Drag Queen. I love Trixie.
Yes.
I love RuPaul, of course. Duh. And Courtney Act. Love Courtney Act as well. Joan says, hi, Ian and Leo. Just joining. Very interesting live so far. Hope we are doing well in the chat. Katrina says, Ian, stand up. I would like to see your shirt. Okay. And then we also have Kat, who's here from Germany. Hello, Kat. Glad to have you here. I need to put a cup on this so that way it doesn't go anywhere. So let's see. There is my shirt. I just got this on Friday because the upcoming... What happened?
I was turning them down a little bit
okay.
because it's also blowing my pieces.
Oh, no! I got this on Friday because on Thursday. My quilt guild met on Thursday, and this is the theme of this year's North Texas Quilt Festival. I think it's Life is a Beach. It's a Beach is the theme for this year's quilt show. So I had to buy the shirt, of course. Ow, I just hit my knee again. All right.
That's number 4.
I know, I've done it so many times. Flicky Chicky is asking, Ian, does your mom know about your move? Not yet. Still working on it. Still working on that. Lindsay says, Ian, did you move? Your background is different. I just tuned in, so not sure if I missed an announcement. Lindsay, you have not missed an announcement. I did give today's clue, which is I'm going to be moving to one of the original 13 states in America. That is the clue for today. But I am actually hanging out with Leo because I am learning portrait quilting. He's teaching me how to do portrait quilting. And so that's literally all we're doing today is we're just going to be hanging out. I'm going to continue cutting. I would hold this up, but you may have seen a moment ago when I put it on the desk over here, it's a whole bunch of spaghetti. Like in my lap is just a whole bunch of like That's what this looks like right now. It's a hot mess express. So I'm going through and cutting my next layer, but it just looks like a whole bunch of spaghetti. You should have seen Leo's last night. It looked like a whole hot mess of spaghetti. So yeah. LA for Dreams says hello, Ian and Leo. Hug back
Hello.
at you. Karen says, Ian, that clue doesn't narrow it down at all for me. I have 3 states in mind for your move, and they are in the 3 original states. Well, guess what? It's gonna get closer and closer. So next week, I think next week we have a better clue. So hang out for next week. Let's see. Morgan asks, are you moving to a state or a commonwealth? Well, I thought they're all states. So I'm moving to a state. Let's see. Catherine says that color is magnificent. Thank you. Jackie says, I hope you haven't fallen this weekend. Well, you are out of luck because I've definitely fallen. Definitely fallen and have definitely, yeah. So there's that. There's that. I mean, when do I not fall? When do I not fall? Oh, and we've also been playing with the kittens that are outside. I forgot.
Yes.
There's Leo has some kittens that have taken shelter in his shed, and they are just the most adorable things ever. They are so stinking cute. Susie can't work. Susie can't stay because I have to work on my air system. We'll catch the replay. No worries. Sorry that you can't stay, but I definitely will see you on the replay. LA for Dreams says, won't you please be my neighbor in Massachusetts? Maybe. I might be. Oh, man. Katrina says, save all your bubble wrap for moving. That's what I'm doing. I literally have, if anybody walked into my apartment right now, which the maintenance guy came into my apartment recently, I have bubble wrap, I have cardboard boxes, I have every kind of packing material just about everywhere, and it's a mess. And I'm glad y'all can't see things off camera because it's a mess. It's a
Is it
mess.
worse than my studio?
Yes. Yes. Much worse. Much worse.
I didn't think anything could be worse than this.
Marie Flowers. Marie, I can't remember if it's Marie or Mary. I'm so sorry. Is asking, is Leo, I think it's Mary. I'm pretty sure it's Mary because we met up at the hangout here. Is asking, is Leo teaching the portrait quilt class in the DFW area?
Actually, I have been trying to set up a class with Not Your Mama's Quilt Shop in Plano. So I am hoping that we get that locked down sooner or later. Otherwise, I will be teaching in Denison in, can't remember if it's August or September, but it'll be posted on my Facebook and Instagram pages. And then, who knows? Other than that, I'm starting to teach private classes on Zoom. And I have a few students that I'm working with on Zoom. And those I like because they're one-on-one and they're continued classes. They're not just like 1 day or 2 days.
Yep.
We work for 3 or 4 hours a day, and then we come back together in a couple of weeks. It also gives the student a chance to catch up to me, and then we discuss some of the do's, don'ts, and issues that they had when they weren't working with me.
Yep. Definitely take his class. If you get a chance to do it, take his class. This has been really amazing, and I have learned so much. This is not a technique that I will be doing frequently, but it's not bad, and I'm learning a lot. I'm definitely learning a lot from this, and I cannot wait to see this project finished. I will not be able to finish it this weekend, unfortunately. Oh,
This is only part of the layer.
oh my gosh, it looks so good. Guys, look at that. That is awesome. That is coming out so good. And it's funny too because like he showed me yesterday like I put my first layer down, my first cut layer down, and he's like, "Look at it," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool, it's whatever." And then he's like, "Okay, take a picture with your phone," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I take the picture with my phone, and I'm like, "Oh my God, there she is!" Like she popped up out of the. I couldn't see it in person, but looking at it, like she shows up, and I don't know how that works, but looking at it through the camera, she shows up, and it was just like, "What? That's so."
As I said, the phone gives you depth perception.
Yeah. Yep. Andrea, I am so sorry. I thought I turned captions on. I apologize if I did not. I try very, very hard to make sure to flip that setting on. I don't know if it's working or not, but I'm pretty sure I hit the button for captions. If they're not there, I'm so sorry. They will be there for the replay, of course, when it auto generates, but I may not be there right now, and I greatly apologize for that. Let's see. Judy says, "Wow, that's amazing." Katrina says, "Beautiful." Mona says, "Awesome." LA Dreams says, "Wow." LA4 Dreams says, "Wow." Andrea says, "Wow." Karen says, "Oh my God, that's amazing, Leo."
And the funny thing is, without my phone, I couldn't see it. So that's why it's sitting in the chair behind me.
Yeah.
So that I'm across the room and I can look at it.
Yeah. Gosh, it's so good.
That hair is something else, though.
That is, well, and that's where I'm at
And
right now.
I was going to say, and that's where you are right now.
That's where I'm at right now. So I'm sitting here working on the hair, because of course I would choose the photo that has her with messy, crazy hair, because I'm crazy.
And that's another thing is when I teach the class, we pretty much just focus on the facial features. So you're not having to deal with all of the hair like Ian and I are doing.
Yeah.
But we decided to make this a Lady Gaga weekend.
Mm-hmm. Although we haven't listened to Lady Gaga at all this
We
weekend.
have not. I've had you watching Drop Dead Diva.
Yep. He's introduced me to Drop Dead Diva, which I had never seen before. So we've just been streaming that, watching that, sitting here cutting for hours and hours and hours and hours.
And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have realized that it's kind of a takeoff of Legally Blonde.
Well, that episode we watched was definitely
Yeah.
a takeoff of Legally Blonde. So if you've never watched it, there was an episode that we watched that was like, this is the plot for Legally Blonde, like to the T, almost. And it was like, that's weird, that's suspicious. And then I guessed
I was going to tell that when you were done.
Yeah, it was hilarious. We were watching an episode, and I joked about something. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything, but there was an episode where I was joking about something in the show. I was like, "Oh, blah, 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 blah." And then at the end of the episode, that's exactly what happened. And I was like, oh my gosh.
But not to give away the spoilers,
Yeah.
like he said, there was a company trying to force this little lady into eminent domain. They were trying to buy her house off of her, whether she wanted to sell it or not, and she didn't want to get rid of it. So that's how the entire thing got started.
Yep. It was hilarious. It was really, really
But yeah,
really
we were
funny.
sitting here just sewing, and he spits out, "It would be funny if so and so and so and so and so and so."
Uh-huh.
And right at the very end, they start building up to it, and I start yelling, "Ian, Ian!" And he comes over, and he gets to hear the little lady admit all this stuff. So
It's hilarious.
if you've never watched it, just try and find that episode.
Oh, this is hilarious. Karen Owen's husband worked as an extra on Drop Dead Gorgeous.
That's
Drop Dead
awesome.
Diva, excuse me. Drop Dead Diva, excuse me. That's hilarious,
It
Karen.
is.
Dragonflies for Donna says, what made Leo originally decide to make a portrait out of fabric?
Well, I started out as a traditional quilter. I learned when I was 16 years old from my home ec teacher. Well, as I got older, traditional quilting got kind of boring. And it just seems like there were no new surprises. Nothing that I could create on my own that would be any different than what anyone else had created. So by accident, I stumbled onto portraiture quilting. And ever since I stumbled onto it and I took a couple of classes, this has been my main love. Ian cracked me up because he told me that I had the patience of a saint.
He does. He absolutely does.
But this is therapy for me, just sitting here, just cutting. And I'm going to go ahead and give Kai their plug. But I use a pair of Kai scissors with a curved tip. And I've got a pair that are like 12, 13 years old. And they are pretty much just as sharp as they were the day that I bought them. So that's one of the things that I love about them, is that they stay sharp. The other thing is that they're small enough, even for my big fingers, that I can manipulate them. I use the curved tip because it really helps when I'm going around the curved edges. But basically, I got started by accident. And since then, that's all I want to do.
I'm just watching you.
Oh,
Just watching what you're doing.
I'm cutting an eye.
Is that an eye or the mouth?
No, this is the eye.
Oh.
Can you not see that mouth?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yep.
I can't wait to do the lips and the eyeshadow, though. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to make those match.
Yeah, mine is in tones of grays and whites and blacks, and I'm gonna do her lips in red, like the really bright red. So it's gonna be all kind of black, white, and grays, and then her lips are gonna pop in red. So, let's see. Andrea says, I read lips, so when Leo is close, I can understand him, but I don't read hairy lips. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Apologize. Apologize for that. Let's see here. Zaza says, hey everyone, sorry I'm late. You're never late. You're never late here on my channel. Question, is that Elvis portrait in the teal and blue wall behind Leo?
Yes. And that is actually from the silhouette class. In the silhouette class, you're basically using just 2 layers of fabric, one light, one dark, and you're creating an image. I was telling Ian that another thing I liked about the Scott Culley class is that he turned the luchador into a silhouette.
Yep.
And sometimes when I'm teaching a class and students are wanting to do like their loved ones or a dog or something, it's sometimes hard to turn those into a silhouette. We have to do more of the layering or the collaging because of the detail in those, and you can lose it in silhouettes. But hopefully with what Scott showed us and the program that I am going to be playing with for a while, hopefully I will get better at creating silhouette patterns. But
I think he's pretty good already, but
this is actually one of the classes that I'll be teaching at QuiltCon. As I said, just reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Lions Den Quilting. Instagram, it's Lion subscore Den subscore Quilting. I'm on TikTok. I have a website. So there's different ways of reaching out to me.
oh, I think I messed up.
Why do you think you messed up?
Because I think I wasn't supposed to cut this off the frame, and I did.
It's okay. It's fused, so it'll glue right back next to it. I've been teaching Ian that this technique is very forgiving.
Yes.
You cut as much detail as you want or as little detail as you want.
Yep. That's what I really love about this is like I'm looking at the detail in here, and sometimes as I'm cutting along, I'm like, well, I don't want that, and just cutting stuff in and out. So it's very, very forgiving and really is pretty awesome. Greenland Quilter is here. Hi, Katie. Good to see you. Kat is asking, can you show us what's hanging on the walls? Kat, I actually have a video with Leo where we did a live stream and we actually went through some of his artwork, and I actually hold it up and we show the camera and all that kind of stuff. So feel free to check that out. He also has a website that you can check out,
Yes.
which is
Leo has to look at the screen to remember what the name of the website
Okay,
is,
all right.
because we recently put it together, a friend of mine and I. So Leo is having a hard time remembering because he didn't get to use the original name. So that's the reason why I can't just spit it off the top of my head right
It's all good.
now.
Google Leo Ransom portrait quilts, and I guarantee you will find a plethora, good word, plethora of examples and things that he's done, because he's amazing. Deb is asking whose portrait Leo is working on. We're both doing Gaga, so we're both working on Lady Gaga portraits today. And the Confident Quilter, Gladys, says, I'm taking a break from mowing. Well, welcome to taking a break from mowing, because that does not sound like fun. Okay. I think I messed up in several spots. Oops.
Well, I keep telling you,
It'll be fine.
we can fix any mistakes.
It'll be fine.
Sometimes mistakes are happy.
It's true. That is true. Rebel Row Lauren says, I am thinking about trying to make a unicorn like this.
Oh, wow.
That would be pretty cool.
One of the things I want to do is a dragon.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And I have actually already I've been working with AI.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a few dragons that I've created with AI.
That's cool.
And I just need to turn them into patterns now.
I like that. I like that. Greenland Quilter. Katie. I thought you were about to. I thought you said that you were mowing grass too, and I'm like, but you're in a place that doesn't have that. You're in Greenland. They don't have grass there. But you mean when you lived in Florida, you missed it. I keep looking back at the computer to make sure everybody's still there. Lauren says, I have been here lurking and drinking my coffee. Sounds like a plan. I always love drinking coffee on a weekend.
And I love lurking.
Yeah. Do you lurk on my channel?
Yes.
Okay. Good
Always.
Good to know.
I'm not always there live because I have a weird work schedule.
That's true. Let's see. Math Geek Shelby says, hi Ian and Leo, love seeing your prior video showing us Leo's artwork. Yeah, definitely go check out, if you haven't checked out that video with me and Leo from last time, go check out that video. I should have linked it, but I forgot. Go check it out, and we talk about how he got started, and we talk about some of the amazing quilts that he's worked on, and just chit-chat for a while. So definitely go check that out.
And I don't know who was wanting a peek at some of the things on the wall, but I'll show you a couple.
All right. I was trying to save you the work of pulling them down.
No, I'm not going to pull them down.
Oh, okay.
I am going to cheat.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is one that I'm quilting right now. And this is my blues singer.
Oops.
And if you can't tell, I love musicians. You see Jill Scott on the wall. And then there is my version of Louis Armstrong. I'm trying to keep the camera straight.
It's all good. It's all good.
And then I'm going to show you my messy design wall in front of Ian. There is some of everything hanging up there, and a lot of it I need to quilt.
Yep.
So that's just a little glimpse. I tell people all the time that I have no less than 13 projects going at one time, and that includes traditional quilts as well as my portrait quilts.
Another question for you. Do you quilt the entire quilt after the piecing process?
It depends on how much quilting the piece tells me that it needs. I've been known to put some thread painting into some pieces. Some I'll stitch just the raw edges themselves. Others, like the Blue Singer, I am actually using a micro meandering. And that's what's taking me so long, is that I am new to micro meandering. I can do large meandering all day long. But that one, I wanted the entire piece to lay down. And when you do a lot of quilting like that, depending on how much fusible you use, sometimes it's stiff like cardboard. So
Very.
I was telling Ian that I roll a lot of my pieces because I don't want to fold them.
Yep.
Because they'll develop creases, and sometimes it's hard to get the creases out.
Yep.
But I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely.
I felt like I got to babbling at the end of
No,
that.
no, you're good. You're good. Somebody was asking, Teresa Lynch asked, does Leo know that Donna had a stroke? Yes, he does.
I just recently found out, and prayers to Donna.
Yep, for sure. Hope she's feeling better. She may pop into the chat. Sometimes she pops into the chat, so hopefully she'll pop in here today and we can say hello to her. Somebody else was asking, was that Billie Holiday?
Yes. It's actually a rendition of Billie Holiday. It's been titled Blue Lady, Lady Sings the Blues, The Blues Singer. Those are just some of the most common names, but it's a popular picture. And speaking of that, Ian and I have been discussing copyright protection. And he cracked me up because he said, so what we're doing, he said, we're breaking the law. And I told him, I said, only if we were trying to make money off of it.
Yeah.
For me, this is part of my private collection. This is a piece that I have wanted to do for some time. And it just happened to coincide with Ian wanting to do her as well. So I decided that I would teach him and do mine at the same time. And Ian is an amazing student.
Oh, please.
When I explain something to him, he pretty much gets it the first time. And
I try.
If he doesn't, he sits there and he thinks about it before he will even ask me a question. And sometimes I have to ask him what he's thinking because he won't ask me.
It's true. It's definitely
But
true.
he's a trooper. This is a lot of cutting, and I mean, he hasn't given up.
Of course, I would want to do the hardest level 10 for my first one ever. I would like, let's do this. Let's make this happen. But it's been fun.
I told you, I tried to bring it down a little bit for you.
You did, and you did. You made it a little more simple because he started off with 6 layers. We were originally going to do 6 layers. And I turned to him and I'm like, thank goodness we didn't do 6 layers.
But yeah, the more layers you do, the more detail you can get into a piece.
Yeah, it would have been a little crazy. So I'm glad we brought it down to 5 layers because there are 5 layers for me to work on putting this together. And like I said, I'm not going to finish it today because it's funny because the first layer, the first cut layer was not as crazy as this cut layer. So this one's taking me longer for obvious reasons. But that just means I'm going to have to come back out here and hang out again. So I'm okay with that. I don't know if Leo is, but I am.
I look forward to you coming back.
I always like spending time here.
I'm going to go put her other eye on.
Okay. Yeah, put her other eye on.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Yeah, and 2 eyes are always better than 1. Looking through the chat. Linda says, oh, that's amazing. You're very talented. I love that you're sharing this with us.
Well, thank you.
Let's see. I'm looking through the chat. Also, if you have a channel, don't forget you can use !selfie and you can advertise your channel in the chat. Let's see. Debbie says, my goodness, Mr. Leo, you are extremely talented. Amazing.
Well, thank you. That's really sweet of you.
So Terry says, hi, Ian and Leo. Where are you? Ian, where are you? I'm currently hanging out with Leo at his house. So I'm in his studio working with him on my piece that I'm working on. And then we're just kind of hanging out and gossiping and chitting, chatting and all the things. Hey, y'all, Ian and Leo. The first episode I saw was the interview with Leo's portrait quilting, and it totally blew my mind. Leo, you are so talented, says Casey.
I love your viewers.
They're amazing. They're super amazing. Let's see. Ooh, Casey wants to know, Leo, have you entered any quilt competitions?
Actually, my mom had a stroke, and that kind of put the brakes on everything. But before that, I entered as many competitions as I could.
Mm-hmm.
So I am ready to get back in the competition ring and see what I can bring home next.
Absolutely. I think you should enter the state fair.
And I keep telling people I don't feel that it is fair
that's
for me to enter the state fair.
Really?
Because of my experience level.
I don't know about that. I disagree with that. I think it's totally fair for you.
Oh, that looks so much better now that she has 2 eyes.
Oh, that does look better. That does look better. Yeah, I do like I do like her with 2 eyes rather than 1. That looks so good. What's really funny, guys, is so the one Leo's working on right now, that was the original one that I brought to him and said, you know, I really want to do a Lady Gaga portrait. And I had 2 images saved, and the one he's working on is the one that I originally brought to him. And I was scrolling through my library, and he's like, wait, what's that one? What's that one? And I showed him the second portrait of Lady Gaga, and he was like, I bet that would be really cool. And so we kind of flip-flopped on our designs, but man, yours is looking so good.
Well, I decided I was going
Love
to
it.
do whichever one you didn't do.
There you go. There you go. It looks so good, though.
She was just always one of my subjects that I wanted to do.
Yeah. She brings a lot of inspiration to me, so like I really wanted to kind of immortalize her in this art form. I think it's gonna be really, really cool when this one's done. It's just gonna take forever for me to get there. Let's see. Deborah's here. Deborah's at work. Hello, good to see you. So Anna is asking, are these quilts usable or only art pieces?
Well, these are going to be art pieces, but I have made some that people have been using. And when I say using, they display them on beds, and they really don't like for people to cover up with them.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
in a way, it's still an art piece since it's not being used as a utility quilt.
Pat Boo says, Ian, I love your hair. Thank you. It's a little long right now. It's a little long. I love Joan's comment. This is hilarious. Joan says, Ian, you don't do anything that's easy.
He said that about himself.
It's true. It's true. I'm always like, let's tackle the hard thing. Let's do the hard thing.
But when I created the pattern for his, I sent it to him, and he said, leave it to me not to choose something easy.
Yep. I was like, when I saw what he had done with the pattern, I was like, well, of course I would pick the hardest pattern ever.
Yep.
But whatever. So Terry says, a very cool, love Leo's art pieces for sure.
Thank you.
Let's see. Leo, do you have a, quote, favorite child? Which is your favorite quilt?
The one that I am having the hardest time of letting go of, and you guys have caught me in a house remodel, so I have pretty much all of my quilts out here in the studio.
Yep.
But this is the one that I'm having a hard time letting go of. This is my favorite child. It's also my first big competition win.
I love that quilt so much. Love that quilt. Let's see. bring it up. Yeah, there you go.
Wasn't
Yeah.
for sure how close I could get without it being lost.
Oh, it's so beautiful. That is honestly my favorite quilt of yours. Like, it is just.
Are you sure this isn't because you've been fondling this one
I
all
have.
weekend?
I've been accidentally fondling that one. All right, guys. Um, that one has tulle over it, so I keep going back to it to look at the pieces inside the tulle and like I'm dissecting it basically. No, the one you just showed is my favorite. I love that quilt so much. The way that you pieced it with the dripping and the like.
But that's the idea. Is
Yeah.
I was wanting to see if I could create something to where the fabric looked like dripping paint.
And you mastered it.
And with Richard quilting it,
Yeah.
I mean, he even nailed it.
Yeah, y'all both worked really, really well on that. Somebody asked, Teresa says, and of course he's won all the competitions. He's definitely won a fair amount of ribbons, and he won first place at QuiltCon with your hipster.
Double the hipster.
Double hipster.
That's the one that the International Quilt Museum
Yep.
owns.
Yep. I got to hold that one. I got to take it down.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I text you and I'm like, your quilt is safe. I just took it down.
But you always take care of me. If you're there and I've got a quilt there, you always send me pictures.
I try my absolute best. Getting confused on which gray is which. No, that gray was supposed to be cut.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Sometimes this blows my mind for a moment and I have to stop and go, what am I doing?
Well, if you get confused, I told you, put some squigglies or something on it.
Yeah. It just breaks my brain for a minute and then I bring it
And then
back.
all of a sudden you realize, oh, I'm right.
No, I'm right. I'm good. Everything's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Casey says, Ian, you're very talented as well. I will not be surprised when, that you will want to make another portrait quilt once you see how amazing this work turns out. I definitely feel like I will want to tackle another one. It's going to be like legit kits where I love, like, in the process, I'm like, I'm never going to do this again. And then I finish it. And I'm like, oh my God, look at it. It's done. It's amazing. Let's do another. So, yeah, I definitely will tackle another one in the future, but I'm getting my fill for sure right now with this one. Somebody else asked if I was going, and I lost your comment. I apologize. Another one that another question was, am I going to give this to my quilter to work on? And I haven't quite decided who's going to quilt this one. I don't know if I'm going to tackle it, if I'm going to send it to my quilter. I have talked a little bit to Beth from Goody Goods about possibly doing the quilting on this one. And we just kind of like preliminarily talked about it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. First thing is I got to get it done. That's the first part. That's the first part. It has to get done. And I've got a whole bunch of spaghetti. I'm having to like chunk it out. Like, okay, we're gonna work on this little square right here, and I'm gonna cut all the things that I need to cut. And then I work on this little square right here and cut all the things that I'm gonna cut. Debbie said, or actually let me back up and give you all the compliments. Monkey Man says, Leo, your quilts are amazing art.
Well, thank you.
Karen says, ooh, I love that in regards to the John Lennon. Shelly says, it's amazing. Deb says, love the John Lennon. CC Real says, oh, stunning. Linda says, oh my gosh, these quilts are jaw-droppingly beautiful. Aren't they though? Aren't they?
I appreciate y'all so much.
He's kind of amazing. And I'm sitting next to him. Let's see. Gina says, hello, everybody. Casey says, the John Lennon quilt has so many messages in it.
It really does. Mm-hmm. And the title of it is John Lennon Hidden Notes. Because when Richard quilted that, he quilted it with music notes.
Sure did.
And then my idea of the dripping paint. He did a little bit of thread painting in it as well. I'm trying to stay in front of the camera as
You're
well,
fine.
but I'm half off of it
You're
because
okay.
I like kicking back. But
We can move the camera if we need to.
true. But that particular quilt, it just has
There you go.
a lot of symbolism in it.
It sure does. It's beautiful, though. Beautiful, beautiful. Tammy says, I wish I was that talented. Ian, I can't wait to see your finished quilt. How long does it take to make one like that? And by the way, you do have that talent. You do, trust me.
I can walk you through it step by step.
Leo is an amazing teacher. He's excellent. He's absolutely excellent at teaching people how to do this. And especially because your husband helps you when you do classes and stuff.
Yes, he's my assistant.
So he's super amazing about, he's super great at just like teaching everybody. And then when his husband is there, able to like help facilitate as well. It's amazing.
And I like having him there because he's kind of like my hand holder. Because, no offense, there are students who don't grasp it as fast as others. And they need someone to stay behind with them. And that's what I like about him is he is willing to stay behind and get them caught back up.
Yep.
And I mean, he's amazing in himself because I've had students that I'm like, oh, they're not going to make it before the end of class. And with his help, they finished with time to spare.
Yep.
So I always have to give him his kudos.
I was sad that I couldn't take the class because you actually taught this for the Fort Worth Modern Quilt Guild. By the way, he's a member of the Fort Worth Modern Quilt Guild. And before he joined, he actually taught this class to the Fort Worth, and I couldn't join that day because at that time I was working a job where I had to work Saturdays, so I couldn't attend.
But you did stop by.
I did stop by because Leo was like, come stop by, take a look at the class. I'm like, okay. I wasn't too far from where y'all were at anyways, so I was like, yeah, definitely. So I stopped by and took a look at everybody's creations, which were amazing. But yeah. Let's see. Cheryl asks, are the pieces sewn on or are they fused down?
They are both. They're both fused and sewn. A lot of times you end up reheating some pieces and the glue will dissipate. So I have a little bottle of glue with a skinny tip to glue those pieces back down. But when quilting them, I like for every part to be sewn down because over time you never know when the glue is going to give out. So that's why I say they're both. The fusing holds it into place and then the sewing makes it permanent.
I probably could have done that better. I'm just realizing, oh well. So Terry asks, are most of the quilts applique? What process are you using? And they somehow don't look pieced, like very much like portraits. So I don't want you to go into like
So
giving all the secrets. That's what I was trying to say.
Actually, this is a raw edge applique technique. I teach different techniques. I use different techniques. There's silhouetting, there's layering, there's collaging, there's what I call confetti collage because Oprah and Charlie Chaplin are both confetti collaged. And basically with those, I have pieces that are no bigger than my thumbnail and as small as my pinky.
He's not even kidding.
The lion, the crown of thorns, it has over 5,400 pieces on it. And so they're different techniques, and some of them are solid pieces. Like I'll work, like on the Lady Sings the Blues, I worked on the microphone separate from her, and then I worked on the dress separate from her. So I'm joining pieces together, but nothing's actually pieced.
Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to cut a piece out without, because I'm getting to the point where I'm getting like small little fingers, and I'm trying to figure out how to get them without cutting everything in the process.
That's what we call spaghetti.
Yay, spaghetti! Um, Casey is asking, Leo, have you made or considered making a multi-portrait quilt?
When you say multi-portrait, are you talking about more than one person on it? Because if you are, I do have something in the works. There is an Aretha Franklin quilt that I want to make.
Nice.
And it's Aretha at different stages in her life, from where she first started pretty much up until she passed. And I probably have like 20 something pictures that I want to put on this one particular quilt. I don't know that I'm going to do that many on one. I've displayed, you don't have to run off. We've been talking about you.
Okay.
He's like, oh dear.
My husband stepped into the studio. I was bragging about how you assist me in class and that you're my hand holder for
Sous
the.
chef.
He says sous chef. Because when we cook, he cuts a lot of times while I'm cooking.
And when you do confetti, I cut.
Yes,
All
because
right.
he helped me complete Oprah's hair, which took 8 hours with the two of us.
Jeez.
Okay,
We'll go play in the studio.
okay. Anyways, what was the original question?
Have you multi-portraits?
Anyways, with the Aretha Franklin quilt, as I said, I don't know that I'm going to put that many on there, because each piece is going to probably be like 11 by 14 up to 20 inches square. So I can't put that many on there. Every year since 2012, I've displayed at the men's exhibit in Golden, Colorado. And I did a Prince Warhol that I sent there, and lucky for me, Prince didn't come back home, but it was my version of Andy Warhol's, like the soup cans and the Marilyn Monroes, but I did Prince, 9 Princes in different color variations. So
I feel like your hipster is a
Well-
multi-portrait.
it kind of is,
Yeah.
because I created 2 portraits and
Yeah.
then I spliced them and put them back together.
Yep.
So yes, I guess I should say I have.
You have with hipster, because as soon as that question was asked, I immediately thought of hipster.
I didn't even think of that
Yeah.
one.
Tammy is also asking, how and where can you take the class? Leo is going to be teaching at QuiltCon 2025. So if you're going to QuiltCon in 2025 in Phoenix, he will be there. You can sign up for his class whenever they open up registration for those classes. He's trying to get something set up here in DFW, and then he's also trying to get some other online classes and stuff set up. So feel free to check out. Do you do a newsletter or anything like that?
I do not, but
Okay.
that's a great idea.
Well, there you go. So go check out Leo's website. We can't remember the name of it off the top of our head.
Let me go pull the
Okay,
laptop
all right.
up. That way people will know.
Okay.
Also, they can contact me through the website.
Yeah, you can contact Leo through the website, and we're gonna pull up. How bad are we at social media that we can't remember the name of the address for the website?
Well, I keep telling you I'm getting old and forgetful. You've heard me say, what was the original question?
Well, we've been doing that a couple of times.
I have a lot of thoughts going through my mind.
Donna says, I must admit, I would be addicted to YouTube channel that Leo would have. The work he does is breathtaking. I know, I keep telling him he needs to start the YouTube channel up.
I really want to.
Let's see. Casey is asking, Leo, does your husband make portrait quilts as well? Have you made a portrait quilt of you and your husband?
And you can answer that one.
I think he has made one, right?
Didn't you see him on the wall with the art in the bedroom?
Yeah.
His is on one side, mine is on the other.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can't get on the phone right now. But anyways,
I'll look it up.
as I said, just reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram. Um, you can holler at Ian. I will pull up the website and have him post it in the comments. But I would love to hear from you guys. And the YouTube channel is not out of the question because I have really been thinking about it a lot the past few months.
Yep. He needs to do it. I'm just saying. Just saying. You can find him on Instagram. For now, lions_den_quilting. That's on Instagram. You can check out his Instagram over there. He's also on Facebook. Look for Lions Den Quilting. And the website is not pulling up at the moment. So I will make sure to put that into what? I'm opening TikTok. Great. Awesome.
And you can also contact me through my personal Facebook page, which is Leo Ransom. And I don't even remember what the profile picture is that I've got there. I think it's from my cruise that I just took the beginning of April.
All right, so now I need to cut here. Let's see, Catherine, if you want to learn how Leo got started, first of all, he gave a little kind of synopsis at the beginning of this video, and then I also have another video with him where we went through and talked about how he got started, some of the quilts that he's done, so check out that interview here on my channel. We did that months ago, I think, so you can check that out here on the channel. Let's see. Andrea, I am so glad that you were here. Sorry that I didn't have those captions on for you. I greatly apologize. I will see you on the replay. Let's see here. This may have been asked already, says Amy, but do you use solid fabric only, or do you mix in patterned fabric as well? She says it's so inspiring, by the way.
And actually, there are patterns in here because we had to change up some of Ian's.
Yep.
But like with my Gaga, there is a print. Well, if I can find my finger. But anyways, the second layer is actually a print.
Yep. I know it doesn't read like it on the camera there, but that second layer that he's done is a print.
Can you tell it all now?
Oh, there you go. Oh, cool. He's brought you over to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
And then like the other John Lennon, I mean, that's like a peacock fabric.
Yep, so he uses prints. When I was buying fabric for this, he was like, buy fabric prints that read as a solid from a distance. That's like one of the keys
from
to
like
this.
3+ feet away. And that way it gives you a little bit more of a wow factor when people step up on it. And it's like, oh, this looked like a solid. No, he's got a print in there. And then I also love the fact that with the collaging, I can sneak like fussy cut pieces in there. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing at Deborah because Deborah said, Leo, not old and forgetful. It's just TMB, too many birthdays.
I've never heard that one, but I love it.
It's a good one. Linda says, your quilts should be on display at the Nielsen Art Gallery, a large gallery we have here in Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
And Linda says, I can completely see your quilts in a museum exhibit. Have you had a large exhibit?
Not yet, but I really, really want to. And come to think of it, there is a phone call that I need to make because I have a friend in the upper East Coast who was at a pop-up exhibit.
Oh.
And she was talking to the owner and the curator, and she wants to get with me.
Good.
So who knows, I might have some quilts headed that direction.
That would be awesome. Shelby is very excited that you're going to be teaching at QuiltCon. I think Shelby's going to be going to QuiltCon next year, so hopefully she can grab that class when it becomes available.
And if not, make sure that you come by and say hi to me.
Why is this not cutting? so frustrated sometimes. It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
I've got to go heat the iron back up because my fusible didn't stick on a couple of pieces that I
Uh-oh.
cut. So see, even I still have problems with that.
I'm glad it's not just me.
No.
Glad it's not just me. Let's see. Catherine, no worries. Totally understand that you were late, although no one's ever late here on my channel. No worries at all. There is, like I said, the plethora of information out there from the first video. It was an awesome video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was a lot of fun. Dawn just followed you on Instagram.
Thank you.
Luane says, Leo, you know you're old when you start asking for your... You know you're old when you start getting to ask for your AARP card or the senior discount.
You would bring up AARP. They have been sending me junk mail since
Oh,
I was
Lord.
43.
Lord.
So, 16 years now. But yeah, one day I hope that this is my primary, that I won't have to work a full-time job, that I can just sit and play with students like I'm doing with Ian, because this is what I really love.
Yep. And he's really good at it too.
Well, thanks again.
Really, really good. He makes it so less intimidating. Linda says, this is such fine art. I agree. Karen wants to know, Leo, do you also paint portraits? You are a true artist.
Actually, Leo started out drawing when he was in high school, but Leo does not paint. Leo is afraid of painting.
And yet he paints with fabric.
Yes, I do.
Does Leo make traditional quilts? Well, I was actually sleeping under one of the traditional quilts that he made.
Let me tell them about my pot quilt.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go that far, but sure.
Oh, I don't mind. Okay. After I graduated from high school, I never did anything with quilting. And I had a family reunion, and we all made like craft projects for the family auction to raise money for the next year's family reunion. So I made a memory quilt. It sold for like $300. I was really happy with that. But I decided to take up quilting again. So I was watching Alex Anderson's Simply Quilts. And I love telling this story. But I was recording it on VHS.
Lord.
So only certain ones of us probably remember what VHS is.
I remember what it is.
And so I loved it because she would teach something every week. And this particular episode, she taught a three-dimensional bow tie. So I was a college student at the time, didn't have a lot of money. So I bought a lot of John Deere colored fabrics. And I sat there and I put together all of these 3D bow ties. And then I sewed everything together. I created that in 1998. And that quilt top went all of these years and never got quilted. So my goal was to get it quilted before this year was out. And one of my friends offered to quilt it. Well, she couldn't remember the quilt pattern that we had discussed. So she's texting me while I'm at work, and she said, a friend is here, and she said that she thinks that I should quilt it in this. And she said, I told her, you show a lot of your quilts and some people might be offended. I said, well, what was she wanting to quilt it in? And she sends me a picture. And I told her, I said, it's a John Deere quilt. I'm sure someone's used a John Deere to cultivate some pot. Do it. And she said, that's why I love you. She says, you don't worry about what people think. And my thing is, if you're looking at it and you realize what it is, then you're a hippie.
Yep.
And if you don't do that stuff now that you've gotten older and more sanctified, then so be it. you just move on to the next quilt. You don't have to linger on that one. So I have a John Deere quilt that is quilted in pot leaves, and I'm proud of it.
Oh my gosh. Jeannie, I'm so sorry. Ian, are you going to ignore me or are you going to say hi back? I'm so sorry. I'm just now seeing your comment. I apologize. Just now seeing your chat messages. There's been a lot of chat going on today, so it's hard for me to keep up and try to cut things out at the same time. So we're doing on battery. We're doing good on battery. That's a good thing. Just look back. We still have half battery left. This is where I start going, okay. Let's see. Karen says, painting with fabric is a true art form as well. Linda also says, you give me goosebumps. I'm completely enthralled with your work. So there you go.
As I said before, I love your viewers.
Mm-hmm. They just got to the end. We're about 30 seconds ahead of them. So when we say something, it takes about 30 seconds for them to see it or hear it.
Okay.
And so they're just now responding and they're saying, great story, Leo. Fun story, Leo. Love that story, Leo. Yolanda says, I would love to see that quilt.
It's on Ian's bed right now.
Yeah, it's on the bed at the moment. Let's see here. But yeah, it's been a fun weekend. We've just, like I said, been working on all this. We've been chit-chatting, catching up on all the good gossip in our lives and everything that's going on. We've been talking about quilting a lot of quilt talk.
Yep.
Let's see, you're working on your third layer. Yeah. Which, by the way,
second
cut layer, third
layer fabric.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just embellishing the strands of hair. I'm not following the pattern on this.
Oh, okay.
So I'm taking some artistic liberties.
Oh, all right. That's good to know because I've definitely taken artistic liberties on mine. Dragonflies for Donna says, Ian, when you go home, don't toke Leo's quilt.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's so funny. Casey would love to see the Mary Jane quilt. Look at all that fabric on the... I know, right, Pat Boo? So much fabric. I know, Ian, but if I don't pick on you, who's going to? I'm just joking. Love you guys. Your work is awesome. And not to downgrade Ian, but your quilts are also awesome. No, he's, like, amazing. Like... I still can't believe he wants to be friends with me. I'm just saying. Like, just saying.
You and I actually became instant friends.
We did. I was president of the Fort Worth Modern Quilt Guild. Right? I was president, wasn't I? Yeah, I was president at that time. Let's see. My cousin gave my mother a glass with water in it, and the glass had a pot leaf on it, and they didn't know. Whoops! Sammy says, Ian's viewers could totally be yours, Leo, if you just start a YouTube channel.
Okay, I'm going to make a promise
There
now.
you go.
I will get with Ian, and we will get my YouTube channel going before he moves.
There you go.
So that doesn't give me much time.
No, it does not. Actually, it does not give you much time at all.
I know what I'm going to be doing on my vacation.
Yep. Sorry, Fluane, and actually somebody else said this, and I missed it. I saw it earlier, but didn't get a chance to say it. Zoe with Luane says, Leo, you have to, if you have any Tula pink fabric, hide it.
I know better than to leave Tula out around Ian. It's in the safe in the house.
I was like, I don't think he has any Tula. I haven't seen any Tula.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I actually have like some half-yard pieces. And it's because I do like her prints. And I'm using those for some pieces that I'm fussy cutting.
Yep. Somebody, where'd it go? Where'd that comment go? Oh, Kat says, Leo is funny. He should host retreat weekends or weeks. Must be great time spent. I think he should do retreats. I think he should absolutely host retreats because I think people would definitely be down for attending at a retreat. Linda says, I absolutely feel like I'm sitting with two famous men. I don't know about me. I don't know about me. I think Leo for sure. Me,
I
not
don't
so
know
much.
about famous.
Leo's famous. He's famous.
I'm just doing what I do.
He won QuiltCon. He's famous. Oh, Christine says, can't draw, but totally get the process. Honestly, with school project, I may rock at this. So, wait. Honestly, with a school project, I may rock at this. So right, hide the Tula.
Everybody knows you and Tula.
Yep, it's true. It is very, very true. Pat Boo is ready for you to spill the secret.
What secret?
Where am I moving?
Oh, that's not my story to tell. That's always my story, and I'm going to stick to it.
There you go. Let's see here. I've got a little corner right here that I need to trim.
And I think I'm almost done embellishing her hair.
It looks so good. Can they see it? Yeah, they can see it a little bit. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to get mine to that. I can't wait to get mine to that stage. I'm
Just
like,
keep plugging. You're getting there.
I'm getting there. Let's see. This would be so much fun. Casey's asking, how heavy do the portrait quilts normally end up being?
It depends on the size. Like the Martin Luther King, if I remember correctly, when I shipped that one, it weighed like almost 7 pounds.
Oh, wow.
But I have to stop and remember that's the box as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say probably about 3 to 4 pounds on an average.
They're not, and remember, they're also smaller quilts as
Yes.
well. They're not the huge size quilt. Linda says this would be a fun and different retreat. Casey says, Ian, a Tula portrait quilt. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Linda is asking, when do we get to find out where you're moving, Ian? Well, the form, which, by the way, exclamation point, where's Ian? No exclamation, all one word. That closes on June 1st, so June 2nd. June 2nd is when I will be making the big announcement of where I'm, so not too much further, right? Like, not much further at all. Can't believe that.
Okay, I think I'm done
You think you're done?
with this layer.
The funny thing is, like, we call it now, and it would be an amazing portrait just like that.
See,
Push
Hold
it
on.
over to the right a little bit. There you go.
and then
There you go.
let's see.
Donna, I'm currently at Leo's. I'm hanging out with Leo in his studio, so that's why my background is a little different. It's because I've been working with him on these quilts.
But yeah, I think I'm done.
So good. Oh, I love it. I love it. Karen asked, do you have the Martin Luther King quilt, or is it on display someplace? I would love to see it.
It just happened to be the second one in the stack.
I know, that's why I read that comment out, because I knew it was not too far away.
How is that?
That is perfect. Let's see. Joyce is saying, Leo, didn't you do a Malcolm X also?
That one, it's
We showed that one on the first time I was here, right? I think. I'm pretty sure we showed that one.
well, there's two different ones. There's
Oh.
actually the one with Martin Luther King.
Oh,
That
right.
one's opposite ends of the spectrum.
Mm.
But the other one is a Malcolm X, and he's holding his hand
Mm-hmm.
on his head, thinking.
Gotcha.
And that's the one that she might be thinking of.
Gotcha. Everybody's complimenting you on both the Lady Gaga portrait and Martin Luther King.
Well, thank you all.
Fleeky Cheeky is asking, is your mom going to know before YouTube? Yes, my mom will know before YouTube. Amy says, holy buckets, Leo! Absolutely beautiful.
Well, thanks for the buckets of love.
Right, there you go. Let's see. Breathtaking, holy smokes. Oh my God, every single one of, I know, every single one. Every single one. Janine wants to know, how many layers of fabric do you use?
Typically, I use anywhere from, I would say, 4 to 7. I try not to go over 7 because that's a lot of work
That's a
and
lot.
a lot of thickness.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to quilt it, you'll possibly end up with skip stitches.
Yeah.
So if I don't need that extra detail, I try to dumb it down to about 5 on an average.
Yep. Ian, how long is it going to take you to finish your portrait quilt? I don't know. My goal for today is to finish layer 2, and I'm not too far off. I'm pretty sure I'll get layer 2 done, and then I have 2 more layers. 2 more
2 more.
after that. I'll have 2 more layers after that, and then we'll hopefully go. Leo's been promising me that those will hopefully go quicker than this
They will.
one. So, oh man.
And I'm thinking about only putting 1 more on mine and calling it done.
I think once you get that next layer on, I'm going to be very interested to see
Well,
what that looks like.
I actually have 2 more to go, but
Yeah.
now that I'm looking at it, I don't think that it's going to need that 5th layer.
Yeah, I would love to see it after that next one after that, because like right now you could turn that in and that would be amazing. I'm hoping mine looks good when I put this layer on.
But I'm not even sure that I'm going to change the color of her lipstick
Oh,
or
really?
her eyeshadow.
Yeah,
I might
okay.
just leave it.
All right.
I think it's fairly striking the way that it is.
It's pretty amazing. That pose and everything that she's in is pretty amazing.
Well, you're the one that came up with that picture.
Love it.
And I just cropped it.
It's good. I like it. I like it a lot. It's awesome. It looks like a photo. What would Leo's name his quilt channel? We should do a suggestion poll. Well, it's going to be Lion Den's Quilting. So, because that's
Pretty.
his brand is
Yes.
Lion's Den Quilting. So it'll be something of that nature. And again, after the live stream is over later today, I'm gonna work on this for a couple more hours. But later today, I'll try to remember to go back in and put the website in so that way y'all all have his official website. Katrina says, I'm ADHDing. That pink shirt makes your eyes look so blue. Thank you.
I love it.
Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Linda says, oh my goodness, I want to see you on Sunday morning. Why haven't they reached out to you? They should. Guys, we need to get a petition on change.org to get Leo on Sunday morning. They did do WFAA. They did do a story about him on WFAA. So if you search for Leo's name and WFAA, you'll find the news story that they did about him.
That was really fun.
Yeah, it was a good story too. It was a really, really good story. Good segment. Christine is asking, Leo, do you use Corel Draw?
Actually, I do not. The programs that I primarily use is either GIMP, Photoshop, and GIMP and Photoshop are the same. And on my phone, I have to stop and think. It is called Photo Suite. I have an Android phone. I haven't figured out a program for iPhones, but I can even do patterns or pictures on the go with my phone. Those are the three main ones that I use. And after our class yesterday, I will now be using Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to download that one.
And one of the things that I like that Scott discussed, like he had the Kona collection added in there,
Yeah.
but I've been told that I should be able to take pictures of my fabrics and scan them into the system.
Yep.
And then when I'm doing a portrait, I can see what it's going to look like ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very helpful tool because EQ8 does that as well, and I've seen a
Right.
couple of people use that tool in it as well. So
And I think I've got EQ8, but I've never bothered.
you have. I saw the box. You have EQ7 over there.
Oh,
I
is
think
it
so.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I got that from the friend that I bought the embroidery machine
Oh,
off
okay.
of.
Gotcha. Casey says, oh, by the way, Linda says CBS has a morning show called Sunday Morning. You need to be on it. Yes, he does. My mom would watch that every Sunday morning. I know exactly what show you're talking about. Casey is asking, Leo, have any of the celebrities of the quilts you have done of them ever contacted you with their views? So I think they're asking, has anybody reached out to you, any of the celebrities reached out to you about the quilt that you've done?
The only one that I have actually had any kind of encounter with was Oprah. And that was a quilt that went to an exhibit in Chicago. And she was going to sign that quilt for me, and they wouldn't let her touch it,
Oh,
even though she was who she was.
oh my gosh.
So they told her that she would need to get back in touch with me, and I would need to ship the quilt to her, have her sign it, and then she'd ship it back to me.
Gotcha.
Well, the problem was that quilt never made it home.
Oh,
So I'm glad that she did not sign it.
yeah, that is good.
And it shows that it was delivered. They've even gone back to the address where it showed that it was delivered,
Yeah.
and the people says, we don't have anything like
Oh, that's why we need to get him putting air tags in his quilts when he ships them out.
that. No, when you were telling me about
Yeah.
that, I was like, that is a really good idea.
Yep. Yep. It's an amazing idea. I can't take credit for it. Nancy, my quilter, turned me on to that idea, but it is amazing to have that little bit in there. I had a thought. Oh, I know what I was going to say. You get a quilt, and you get a quilt, and you get a quilt.
You know, you're laughing about that, but do you ever do any kind of a giveaway on your channel?
I do giveaways, but I don't give away quilts. I usually do.
Well, we won't be giving away a quilt.
Oh, you have something to give away?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We can do that. We can absolutely do that.
Let me run in the house and I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. So Leo's going to run in the house, and while he's doing that, I'm going to set up to do the giveaway. This is unexpected because I was not prepared. I was not prepared to do a giveaway, but we will definitely get one set up for everyone. Oh, he has his microphone on, so hopefully you won't be able to hear what he says if he says anything. I totally forgot that he has a microphone on, so hopefully... Oh, hey, look, I found... This is actually one of my microphone covers. I just found it on the floor. Ha! Put this back in the bag where it belongs. So anyways, so we'll do a giveaway here in just a second. I know, Linda, tragic that he's told me that story a couple times, and it's, tears my heart up every time. Let's see. Right, exactly. As Shelly says, I'm pretty sure if the Oprah quilt shows up for sale, it's uniquely identified as Leo's work. Absolutely. Woohoo! Giveaway time, says Yo Patty G. I know, right? It's exciting. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't, he's throwing me for a loop here because I've got to go into my system on the back end, and we'll have to open up a giveaway here in a minute. Remember, for giveaways, you do have to be present to win. I'll set it to a shorter amount of time, so that way we're not having to sit here for a long time. But where am I going? I'm going to... What's the name of the software? Streamlabs. There it is. All right, so I'll go on the back end and get this set up for everything. Log in. I apparently have to log in. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. I've been having a great Sunday getting all the... Hopefully you didn't say anything bad because I realized you had your microphone on so they could hear whatever you were saying in there. Oh, well, they may have heard that. We'll see. Nobody's saying anything in the chat, so
Okay, good.
Hopefully you were out of microphone range, but as soon as you were in the house, I was like, "Oh, he has his microphone on. Shoot."
And I forget about that.
I know, I do too.
No, actually, what do you think?
Oh, awesome.
It's not the real thing, but
Guys, do you think you would want this as a giveaway? I know they're going to say yes. They're going to be like, yes! They were also, while you were inside, they were also saying how terrible it is that your artwork was stolen, and they're very upset about that.
well, thank you. At the time, I was really upset, but now that I've been in the business for a bit, it happens. And I feel bad for people when I read that they had one lost or stolen.
Mm-hmm.
It happens more than people realize.
Unfortunately, what you just showed them has hit them now, and they're like, yes, and yes, absolutely, all the things. So yeah, they're all saying yes, please. So I'm getting that set up. I'm gonna set it to, what should we do? 5 minutes? I think
Sure.
5 minutes would be a good one.
And what if we give 2 of them?
2 of them, 2 people are gonna get them. Let's see, Leo's quilt print. We'll do that. This will be called Leo's quilt print, if I can type correctly. Can't type apparently. And we'll be giving 2 of those away, and we'll do, how does 5 minutes sound, everybody? Pat Boo said, I would absolutely cry if I got the John Lennon picture. Donna says, did anyone check Oprah's mansion for the quilt?
That is hilarious.
Oh, that's funny. That's really, really funny. No, I don't think anybody
Your
has.
viewers are funny.
Oh, they're great. They're great. They're absolutely great. All right, so we're going to go for 5 minutes. We're going to do a 5-minute giveaway quickly with the rules. He has 2 of the John Lennon prints that he's going to give. So here in a minute, we'll get the giveaway started. But remember, you have to be present to win. So you must be in this live. If you're watching this in the replay and you're not here at 2:35 p.m. on Sunday, May 19th, it's closed. It's already done. It's over with. You won't be able to enter. So if you are here, though, we will get started with the giveaway. We're going to have a 5-minute time length, and that time should start now. So you have 5 minutes. Use exclamation point raffle in the chat, and we'll pick 2 winners at the end of 5 minutes. Patricia says, you both need to have a show with Leo. You are awesome.
Well, thank you.
Linda says, I'm having heart palpitations. Oh, Sammy has a good question. Is this open to Canadian residents?
Sure.
There's your answer, folks. Because sometimes I do limit it, especially depending on like how big the prize is. I'll limit.
And
I'll
this
limit
is
it.
only 16 by 20.
Okay. And if you're saying anything in chat right now, I can't see it because right now the pages and pages and pages of entries are going by.
Oh, wow.
So it's all flying by. And if you're saying anything in chat, give us a few minutes. We'll run this giveaway, and then you'll be able to say what you need to say or want to say. By the way, Southern Heather, I think you need to retype raffle. Use exclamation point raffle. There was a little bit of mistype there. Linda, you also have 2 exclamation points. I don't know if it registered yours or not, so just type again exclamation point raffle. If you don't get a ticket, if you don't see your ticket, you've already got one. Let's see here. Get past all the raffle entries. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Let's see. That's about it right now. So we're just gonna wait for the chat to slow down a little bit, and we'll pick back up with the chat once it slows down. It's always fun getting a or a raffle started because it's always like with all the raffle entries.
I've never done one.
Well, thank you for
online,
doing that.
So
thank you for doing it today. That's really awesome. They're very excited for it. So
well, after seeing how much they like the John Lennon,
it's an awesome one. It's an awesome one. And I think after the raffle, we'll wrap things up because I'm at a point when I need some help.
Okay.
I think I'm almost there, but I just need a little double checking on it. Little double checking. Come on, start back up again. Lily says, absolutely beautiful.
well, thank you.
I should actually sit in the frame of the camera because here I am. I'm over here so that I can see you, and I'm like, hey, hi everyone.
And I think that's why I'm doing it, is so that I can see you.
I know. When me and Becca are hanging out, her computer monitor. Oh, thank you, Shelvia Banks, for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. There's a little graphic that pops up on my screen whenever that happens. So I was like highlighting it, being like, woo!
I like that.
When Becca and I are hanging out, her computer monitor is in the way, and I always like want to lean around it, but then it takes me out of the frame. So
I've been trying to at least stay in the corner.
right, exactly. Lori says, what an awesome price. Thank you so much, Leo and Ian. Absolutely. This was all him. Can Leo say approximately how much he would charge for a quilt picture if he sold one or did one for a client?
It depends on the size that the client wants, but after having some of my quilts appraised, my appraiser has given me a price to charge per square inch. So that's kind of how it's figured. For the most part, any of the ones that go about 16 by 20 up to, say, 22 by 18, those have been going for about $400 to $600.
Whew, goodness. I mean, it's worth it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like, oh, how dare you charge that much for it? It's just a lot of times we undervalue our own work. So
we really do.
When you actually hear how much stuff is, how much it really is, you're just kind of like, whoa, wow.
But yeah, that takes care of supplies and my labor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to have that dollar amount, because before I was selling quilts like that for about $200-300.
Jeez. And then you start kicking yourself for realizing how much you undersold yourself.
Well, but the good thing is none of them have my signature on it. They only have the card or the tag on the back.
Yeah.
And since then, the ones that I have sold, they're actually autographed.
Nice. Very nice. Did I show you my label that I started using on my quilts?
Yes, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really turned out to be really fun. Somebody else, the chat went by, Casey says, well, also wondering if Oprah has that quilt.
That would be hilarious.
It would be, one of these days, she's going to give an interview, like walking through her home, and you're going to be like, wait a minute!
You're the last person I suspect.
Right? Oh, too funny. Donna
Now,
says she thinks it should be more. You should be charging more.
Well, and that's the thing about it is I did have one that I wanted, one that was about bed size, and it was going to run $4,200.
Yep.
And the price scared her, and I was like,
Yeah.
with what you're asking me to do, just imagine 4 times the size that you're doing right now.
In some ways, I feel like it would be maybe not easier, but like some of those finer details will be larger, so it's easier to cut out, but by the same token, it's bigger, so there's more of it. So.
Yes.
Casey says, wondering who and how much Oprah could have had paid if she had the quilt. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well, I look at it like this. She has the money. If she wanted it that bad, I think she would have just sent me a check and says, I kept your quilt.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And the funny thing would have you would have gotten that letter and been like, okay, or just call or whatever, and would have been like, great, excellent.
I would have been like, just to verify that this is not a bogus check.
Yup. Yup.
Anybody can print one.
Yup. Christine says, yes, you can charge more. Marie says, Leo, my Santa is waving to you from the corner of my room. I'm sure he would like to be finished by Xmas.
Who said that?
That is Marie Flowers. She's one here in DFW. She apparently took that class.
No, I remember Marie
Okay.
because during Christmas or in November, we actually did a Santa collage.
Yep. That was with Donna's group, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yep. She said she's still ready to finish it. Just hanging out in the corner. Maybe you can get it done by this Christmas. I mean,
Well, and it's
there.
possible that we might be able to get together and just work on some of the unfinished projects that people have.
that would be pretty fun.
Because Donna and I had discussed possibly doing a class like that.
Yeah, definitely. Set up a Zoom class where everybody just sits and works on UFOs and all that kind of stuff. That would be pretty fun.
And I'm just there for guidance.
Maybe we can sneak you. Maybe I can talk to Becca and maybe we can sneak you into one of her weekend retreats and have you in there.
Be neat.
Let me talk to her.
Okay.
Becca, are you out there? She sometimes lurks in the chat, so sometimes she'll be out there, and I'll talk to her and see if we can't. That might be a fun little perk for her VIP group. So
that would be fun.
That would be. Let's see here. If he made a Taylor Swift, it would go for thousands. It would go for a lot. We actually talked about Taylor Swift because I asked him about music preferences because here we are making Lady Gaga. And I was asking him about Taylor Swift, and what did you say to me?
I told you that I am not a big fan of her music.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I enjoyed when she did the one with Todrick that had all the drag queens.
Yep.
She has had some amazing hits. I'm just not a big Swiftie.
Guess who's in the chat?
Who?
Becca.
Lurking.
She was lurking. She's like, how about next weekend? Not next weekend, Becca.
I have to work.
He has to work. But Becca, let's talk. We can talk to Leo and see if maybe he can come to the next quarterly retreat and hang out with us in there. So we'll talk offline. Did we finish the giveaway? Let me go over and check and see if the giveaway is finished.
I was going to say, I think we've been more than 5 minutes.
Oh, probably. Yep, it has finished. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull for the winners. Remember, you need to say something in the chat to let us know that you are here. And then once you let us know that you're here, all that good stuff, we'll have you send me your mailing address so that way we can send you this stuff. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pick our first winner. Kathy Klein, you are the first winner. Let me know that you're here in the chat by saying that you are here in the chat. Just say, yippee, yay, it's me, I'm here, whatever you want to say. However you want to say that, just let us know. Sewing with Luane says, Taylor, who? Let us know that you're here. Let us know that you are here. And I'm looking at the chat. If somebody happens to, if I happen to miss her, help me point her out in the chat. But so far I don't see her. Kathy Klein, let me know that you are here. Kim is here. Hi Kim, good to see you. Kathy, where are you? Kathy. Yeah, don't let all the blood rush out of your arms holding it up for that long. I haven't seen her yet. By the way, hi, Becca. It's hilarious because she's like, well, I guess I gave away that I was lurking. Yes, you did, Becca. Yes, you did.
It's hilarious.
Kathy's here. Kathy, excellent. Congratulations, Kathy. You are here. I do see your message. Please send an email. Thank you, Becca. Please send an email to offkiltercrafterian@gmail.com. It's also in the chat as well. You can also type !email. Send me an email with your physical mailing address, and I'll get it to Leo so that way he can send out the prize to you. And then we're going to go for our next winner. Linda! Linda, you are our next winner. You let me know that you are here in the chat. Just let me know by saying yoo-hoo, I won, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. Just let me know that you're here. And we will get everything going. Linda, 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 where are you?
And while you're doing that, Ian,
Yeah.
if anyone wants to reach out to me, my email is lionsdenquilting@aol.com.
There you go. And Linda is also here, so congratulations,
Okay.
Linda. I see your message, and I think Linda was one of the people that said that she was going to faint if she won. So is she? Are you, Linda? Are you okay? Do I need to call the paramedics? Do I need to call 911? Are we okay? Is you okay?
Is you all right?
Is
Is
you
you
all right?
okay?
Is you
Because I
okay?
want to know.
We've been having so much fun this weekend. We have been pulling out all the memes and the jokes and the everything. It's so much fun. It's always fun spending time here at Leo's. What do I do? I'm in tears. Linda says she's in tears. Linda, you're going to email me your physical mailing address. You're going to email me offkiltercrafterian@gmail.com. Again, offkiltercrafterian@gmail.com. Let me know your physical mailing address and that you won today's prize on the channel. And I will pass that information along to Leo and we'll get it figured out from there. So congratulations to both winners. I'm so happy that both Kathy and Linda won today. Thank you for doing that. That was really kind of you. I really appreciate that. Linda says, my husband thinks I'm going to lose myself. Oh my gosh.
So
Oh,
hilarious.
too funny, too funny. All right, so thank you, Leo, for letting me broadcast from your studio while working today. It's been
I've
a true
enjoyed
treat.
this.
It's always fun hanging out with you. So, so glad that I'm glad that you agreed to come on to my channel again. It's been a lot of fun. So. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and jump off, or we're going to jump off. I am going to continue working on my Lady Gaga. I think Leo's going to work on his next layer. It's looking so good.
Thank you.
So good. Like, I just keep looking. She's staring into my soul from across the room, but I love it. So we're going to jump off of here. I'm going to work on mine. He's going to work on his, and we'll see how these turn out and how far I get, because I still got some more to go. But it may mean another time for me to come up here. Oh, darn. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me today. And we're going to sign off. Have a wonderful afternoon and a great rest of your week. I love all of you very, very much. And remember, guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer, including Leo's new dryer. All right. So I will talk to y'all later, guys, and we will see you next time. Bye.